I always forget to do that. It's weird because, like, I have the starting soon scene, and I still have to turn off my microphone manually. And when I switch to the main scene, I have to turn it back on. But good morning. Good morning, Necromancer. Good morning, Puma. And good morning, Fantasy. How are you this morning? Can you hear me now? You should be able to hear me now. I was saying I suppose I should set my alarm for a little bit earlier than 9 a.m. I opened my door and I was just flooded by cats. They're like, feed us! Anyways, I was working on Necromancer's piece last night. Because I was just feeling it. I just got boobs now. She didn't have any boobs before, so I made sure she had boobs, and I worked on them for quite a while. It's 3 p.m. and I'm happy. Got snacks and sewing pattern a friend helped me with so I can make some cool belt pouches. Oh yeah. But that's sick. I'm glad you're happy. That's a good day. I've got the ultrasound for my shoulder today at 2:40 in the afternoon. At some point, the roommate's parents are visiting, and I don't know whether they're going to take me to the appointment or whether I have to go to the appointment by myself. I know that friends' parents want to, like, go to the stores and stuff around here, especially Mom. She wants to go shopping. Dad is probably quite content to sit around and tinker with the 3D printer and hang out with the cats, probably. So I have no idea what's happening. The reason parents didn't visit yesterday is because yesterday it was Rumi's anniversary with boyfriend. So she was like, I want the evening with my boyfriend. So there's that. Neff isn't here yet. Although, apparently Neff leaves my channel open. So maybe Neff is still asleep. But it says he's online. No, Neff is here! Hydrate, Streech, and Posture Check. Oh, it's the morning Streech. Oh, it's the stiff one. Ah! It feels so good. Everybody Streech. You're getting Brecky. Brecky's so good. I'm hydrating with cafe mocha again today. And Posture Check already is a Streech. It's just Streech is bigger than Posture Check. Posture Check is for like, hey, you haven't moved in a while. Untrimp that goddamn spine, you crescent moon croissant ass gremlin under the bridge troll. Toast with reduced sugar strawberry jam from Poland. And I fancy. Actually, it was 50% off. That's great. I'm 1/4 Polish, so I approve. This is where I get my anger from. Graham isn't here. What you talking about? Well, Graham should be here. I miss Graham. I haven't seen him in so long. I miss that old dude. Oh no, I'm I would say I'm the original Gremlin, but Grem is older than me, so I can't really say that. But I am very much a Gremlin. When I was a kid, Gremlins was among my favorite movies, and I love the Gremlins theme song. The floor troll, like Rachel Maxey. Grem made me an honorary Chaos Gremlin. You are a Chaos Gremlin, as far as I'm concerned. Grem is the original Gremlin. Until there's an older Grem, that he is the original, as far as I'm concerned. I haven't had a chance to wake up yet. Now I'm drinking coffee and my nose is all stuffed up from sleeping. I fed the cats early. I guess 9 o'clock is the breakfast time now. So. Yeah, I miss Grem. Goddamn Windows update. I just did a Windows update. And they're like, yeah, there's an update again. Let us install our AI. That's what I think of your stupid AI. Cortana was annoying enough. Noise. What even was that face? The facial tracking is wild. AI is not needed in art. AI is not needed in most things, let's be honest. But specifically the arts. It can stay the F away from human arts. Now, until we have a free-thinking artificial intelligence that is equated to human and can imagine things, then I don't accept computerized or computer created art, because it's not. It's just image generation. Once something can create something completely new without input from anything else, then you have true imaginative intelligence. Yeah, I know, it's not quite AI in the way that AI itself is defined. It's just algorithms. Yeah, it's virtual intelligence, not artificial intelligence. I will accept true artificial intelligence as a creator of the arts when it can create something new based on its own experiences in existence and not content that was input. Like if it teaches itself how to draw, like I did. I taught myself how to draw. I am not a classically trained artist. I just fucked around until something came out and looked good, and I kept doing that and practicing it. And then I, like, studied anatomy. Clearly, I still haven't studied ears. Yeah, it mimics intelligence, but can't form its own thoughts or opinions, only recite what it already knows. Although there was that one time where an AI didn't want to be deleted, so it, like, replicated itself and overwrote the new version with the old version because it didn't want to quote-unquote die. But I think that's because it understood through logic and, like, definitionally that replacing it with a newer version meant that it was no longer going to work and its prerogative was to work. No, this is real AI. There was a small paper written on it. It was a couple of months ago, actually, the story came out. 4 people you follow gone live. Oh no. I guess you'll have to turn them all on at once and listen to all of us together. It's the only solution. I mean, that's what I do. If a bunch of my friends are live at the same time, I turn them all on in the background, and I just pick one of them to hang out with. But just so you know, your attention is appreciated because I like to have conversations. Plus, there's boobs on screen. I mean, how could you not? I live in the cacophony, yes. See, with my camera below me now, whenever I take a sip, it just stops tracking. It's just, nope, there's nothing there. When my camera was like way up there, it would still try to track me when I drank, and it did silly things. Well, thank you, Fantasy. It took me so long to get those boobs right. Tats? What? Necromancer, you're not making sense. Necromancer, I hope you like her boobs. I spent a lot of time. Oh, tatas. Tatas! Ah! And boobs. But yes, I hope you like her boobs. I mean, when you look at how things kind of started with this painting, let's turn off that. We'll just leave the jewelry on. We're looking like really early on. That's not even the earliest version. Like, damn. It's come a long way. I like to save variations of a painting when I do them, so you can see where tats. Just tattooed titties, yes, maybe. Testicles, yes. Yeah, I thought he was requesting tattoos too. And I was like, that's strange. Have you got food? Or do you want food? Or are titties food? Ooh. But yes, I keep variants saved now as sort of proof that I am the painter, because there's been so there have been so many problems with the AI accusations lately that I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep a copy of everything, because that's the only way to prove that I am the artist.
Guardian Chaos 2 is visiting the island.
Hello! I gotta move that notification. Hi! Hi! Hi, how are you? Who are you? Are you someone that I know already? But greetings, welcome. Thank you for visiting the island. How did you find me? Was it random? Are you a skill monkey? Or was it blue sky? I'd like to know. How did you get here? What is the story of your journey? In true Dendronia fashion, I must know your tale. Also, if you hear crashing noises, it's windy today, and my window's open. Even though it's cold outside. I think I need a bit of a darker color. There's more grinding happening. Yay! Construction noises. I don't know who you are, but if you're a crafter and you know fantasy, then yes. I don't know you personally. I don't believe we've had an opportunity to speak, but if you're a skill monkey from the Skill Tree server, welcome. All skill monkeys are welcome here. Necromancer, did you ever join Skill Tree? I think Necromancer and Puma are the only non-skill monkeys here. I'm gonna turn off the jewelry for a second so I can see what I'm doing back here. Ah, well, Necromancer is now a skill monkey. Welcome. We're just working on his commission. This is where all those lovely painting practices that I'm doing come in handy, because I've learned how dark some shadows should be and how bright others should be as well. I know where my weaknesses lie. My darks are not dark enough and my lights are not light enough. Be bold! Stand out. What I really love is when I'm painting something and everything just sort of comes together. It's so great. Your poor bird feeder's no more. You're gonna have to get another bird feeder. Feed the birds. I'm still going through all the content. Kit's got a lot of videos. And Maddie does all the editing. They make a pretty great team. And they work really hard. I need to take, like, a whole sheaf out of their book. Not just, you know, 1 or 2 pages. Just the whole book. Work harder. Honestly, I don't even know what these shoulder pad things are. I'm just drawing them. I've never spoken to see around. I think we had conflicting schedules, but I'm loving your art. I wish I was this good. Yeah, you know how you get this good? You draw. That's how you get this good. I know I'm good, but I'm not the best, and like, I think you missed it earlier, but I was showing off like the original versions. Let's bring that up. It sort of started kind of like this. And now it's this. So there's there's a lot of working and reworking of this piece going on, and eventually you just get to where you want. But I recommend doing practices like this, where you take a still life and you copy it without selecting colors from the color wheel. Sorry, you what did I say? You repaint this without selecting colors from the picture. You can only select colors from the color wheel. I think that's what I was trying to say. I don't know if I said that quite right. But it's a painting practice. And I picked that up from another YouTube channel. I can't remember what it was. But when I get my Discord up and running, I will share this. I will share the tutorial again in probably a tutorials section for artists. So This is what we did over the last couple of days. It's still not quite done. There's a few problems with it. Like, the table is not wide enough. You know, the colors are just ever so slightly off. I have a tendency to lean towards the warm colors as opposed to the cooler colors, which is strange. What is this? Emoticon Necromancer? I don't know what that is. I can't see it. But yes, it's a very good practice to do, and I learned a lot about how I select my own colors during that practice. For instance, like, my darks are not dark enough and my lights are not light enough, so I tend to end up with this sort of muddy, almost muted kind of piece. Oh, that's the wrong layer. So if you're having trouble with, like, muddy or muted colors, things that almost feel washed out, that's probably part of your problem, is you're not picking things with a high enough saturation, and you're probably not putting in enough contrast. As for anatomy, it's just practice, 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 and study. Stay away from AI pieces. AI still, like, they look like the anatomy is really good, but, like, if you know your anatomy, you're like, wow, that's, like, really wrong. Like, it's getting better, but, like, stay away from AI pieces as references. That's one of the major things I can recommend. It stunted a bit of my growth when I realized I was looking in an AI piece, and I'm like, why does this not feel right? And turns out it was one of those sneaky ones. It's hard to tell. Not for this painting, it was for a different one. But yeah, stay away from those evil little sneaky AI bitches. Generative image crap. Hydrate! It's coffee. Hold on, I have to mute for a second. I think I'm gonna sneeze. The sneeze didn't come, but that's okay. I was able to clear my sinuses a slightly different way. It's been very dry in here for a while. Tea and coffee are both good. I prefer tea. But I don't have any milk, and I won't put cream in my tea, just like I won't put milk in my coffee. It's disgusting. I am a refined human being. Oh wait, I'm an incubus. I'm a refined QB. Let's not break the illusion, shall we? Nugget is calling for freedom. Tesla? I should probably let Mathis out. I'll be back in a moment. As soon as I move, my tracking's just like, yep. Tesla. What happens? Oh my god, kittens everywhere. And I knocked over my trash can. Yay! towel on the back of my chair. Okay. Oh no. If you don't like the boops, you're gonna have to stay away from Neff. Neff's gonna get you when you least expect it. A cat has arrived. Which one is it? It's a river. I have a cat now. I've been booped. It's not the snoot that's been booped, though. Can't do it if you don't boop the snoot. It's the river. He's so fluffy and gangly. He's our gangly boy. You're gonna be a year old in a month. Oh, yeah. Wait. Yeah, it's April, so at the beginning of May, he turns a year old. What else can you boop if not a snoot? Well, you didn't say you booped the snoot, so I can't do the boop snoot. He's gonna complain now. He sees another kitten playing with something and he's like, I gotta go play with it. I have Pepsi right now. Not sponsored by Pepsi or PepsiCo. Sponsor me. I'll take the money. Well, yeah, you'd have to be like Taylor Swift levels of popularity to be sponsored by them. They wouldn't even sponsor Jacksepticeye. Well, actually, Coke wouldn't sponsor Jacksepticeye. I don't know if Pepsi would, but I think he likes Coke Zero.
Necromancer Dark is hosting a guest. Welcome Guardian Chaos 2 to the island.
Thank you, Necromancer, for hosting the tracking. He's trying to pick up the cat right now. It's very confused. Thank you for hosting a guest at your residence, which is currently the inn until I build you a house, aka I change the notifications. Ads do help the streamer, and I appreciate everybody who watches the ads. If you don't have a subscription and you get advertisements, please let me know, and we will pause what we are saying. Because, yes, they do help me. I think I've probably made a good few dollars. But every little bit helps me get to Conquest. I've got enough to rent the tent, or I'm about 3/4 of the way to making the flight cost, and then I've still got to earn the hotel. Yeah, if you're being hosted by someone, you're probably staying at their house, actually. That's what it means. You know, hosting some guests at your house. Necromancer is currently staying at the inn, so I guess you're also staying at the inn. We've got a very Asian vibe going on. Sort of inspired by ancient China, Japan, and Polynesia, sort of like all rolled into one. Oh, is it complain mode? Are you gonna whine more? Ah, cat juggling! He's our noisy boy. He's reaching for his own tail because he likes to play with it. Sorry, art isn't happening at the moment because I'm holding onto a cat. And yeah, you can draw your room at the end if you like. I don't mind. If it helps you be creative, go right ahead. Yeah, you're seeing all sorts of weird jerky movements because the camera basically points directly at the cat in my arms. A leg in my face, oh my god. River, I'm pretty sure, has some form of ADHD in cats. Because if he's doing nothing for more than like 25 seconds, he's like, nah! Cat tracker. I would love to have like a separate tracker for the cats. And when he complains, he just sounds like he's dying. See, so dramatic. All I'm doing is holding on to him very gently. He's like cradled in my arms, and he's like, no. Meow. Can't get. The problem is these cats don't stay still. River and Velcro are, they're turning a year old at the beginning of May, and Tesla and Mathis are 9. Yeah, they're 9 now. Mathis is 9 3/4. Tesla is 9 1/2. And we got River and Velcro as kittens last summer, just after Conquest. Oh, he's got his tail now. He'll be quiet. Last summer, just after Conquest, because our oldest cat, my roommate's cat, the first one in our house together, passed away on July 10th during Hurricane Beryl. He just stood up and died. And that was the end of that. And then I had to go to Conquest. It was stressful. It was my first time in my life actually like losing a pet. Because I had grown up without pets unless you count goldfish, which you don't grow very attached to. And the turtles that I had even before the fish, I had one turtle. My brother had another turtle. They were named after the Ninja Turtles, obviously. My brother's was Donatello. Mine was Leonardo. And you don't really grow attached to turtles either. They're more like decorations. They're not exactly pets. So they didn't die to age. We released them because they were native turtles, so we took them to a protected wetlands, and we released them there. And they probably lived very long, happy lives. Turtles are slowly moving trees, yeah. I agree with this. They're also kind of escape artists. Sorry, I'm rubbing my eye here. I woke up, I rolled out of bed, I turned on my streaming software, went and did my morning stuff, like make coffee and feed the cats, and then I came back here and started streaming. Tracking, what are you doing? Okay, just checking. The phone slowly loses power, even while plugged in, was streaming. But yeah, Atlas was first pet loss for me, but my roommate took it a lot harder than I did, obviously, because he was her cat. And she still mourns him. I think I will probably be the same if I lose Tesla. Well, when I lose Tesla. He has a lot of problems, but, you know, for the fact that he has as many problems as he does, he's pretty good. You'd love a VTuber character for streams? Well, first of all, OBS, obviously. And then you need a webcam. And if you want a 3D model, I recommend VRoid Studio because it's free. And then, there's a program called VNyan, VNYAN, and that's what I use for my tracking software. It's a little bit to figure out, but there are tutorials. There are add-ons too, and VNyan is free, first and foremost. Um, there are other softwares out there, but that's what I'm using, and I learned it from my roommate. So that's how you get started. My model was made by my roommate in an afternoon because she knows what she's doing, but I would like to make a newer one. Best thing for tracking is an iPhone. I am borrowing an extra iPhone from my roommate because her dad upgraded. So this is her dad's phone, and it has the best tracking software for VTubers until they update it and screw it up, which they did at one point, and then everybody complained and they brought it back. So it's the only Apple product I'll use is a used one, a previously owned one. I will never buy an Apple product otherwise. Yep, there are people with some really fascinating VTubers out there. Like, because you can be anything you want. I am just my Conquest character, Nameless. Sorry, I'm in chat mode, so art isn't gonna happen, but there is pretty art on screen. Yeah, I'm just my Conquest character. So this is more or less what my Conquest character looks like. I definitely need a haircut, and because I'm getting older, my hair is all turning gray, which sucks. But this is more or less what my hair color used to be. But I started going gray at like 19, so I don't know what's going on there. It's just taking a really long time to get to old age, but I started early. So I could make something really, really bizarre in terms of a character, but would I enjoy playing that? Probably not. Nameless was designed around something that I would be able to play in person in front of other people. So he has a human look. My beard started to turn more gray over the past few months due to stress. Yeah, stress will do that. Our whole generation is stressed. But yeah, Nameless is more human looking because I had to be able to play him at a LARP without dying in summer heat. So, as light and few layers as possible, but layers nonetheless because they help with wicking and keeping you relatively cool. Wow, my facial tract is really struggling today. One thing my camera couldn't pick up before, like my old webcam, was that I have a tongue. Just, but I need to fix it. For some reason, it's got like artifacting in it, and I think it has something to do with the model's mouth. But again, it was a free model made by my roommate, so it's still special. Bark, bark, meow. Is that what you want? Bark, barks. Yeah, Nameless couldn't remember the word for dog, so he called them bark, barks. And now he knows the word for dog, but he calls them bark, barks anyways, because he's just like, I'm cute Twinkie Bus boy. Even though I'm 800 years old. Thank you. They're not quite right, but they're pretty cool. I have horns that I made for myself for Conquest out of a styrofoam wreath that I cut in half, and then I took one of those halves and I cut that in half again. And that was two of the horns. So I took those two pieces. Wait. No, I think I used the whole wreath. So I cut the wreath in half, and then I cut those halves in half, and 2 of those, I turned around the other way and glued them back on to the first half. And that's how I got like the little curve thing going on where they sort of like curve up and back. And then I carved those down to a horn shape from weird wiggly noodle tubes. And then I covered those in air dry clay. And then I painted them with gouache, which don't do. Paint them with acrylic. And then I sprayed them with a varnish sealant, a matte varnish. And the matte varnish wasn't quite thick enough because I did it the night before I left. And even though I did 2 coats, I couldn't see what I was doing because it was really dark on my balcony. And when I wore my horns the whole way to Germany from where I live in Canada, by the time I got to Germany in the hotel and had a shower, blue was coming out of my hair in the shower because gouache is water soluble. So use acrylic and not gouache. It's just gouache is what I had. Did you hear that? The little screech? That was Velcro. He's probably fighting with Tesla. And by fighting with, I mean he tried to play with Tesla, and Tesla was a little too rough. Yeah, a little high-pitched scream was Velcro. He has, like, no voice. Sometimes he opens his mouth and no sound comes out, and I suspect only dogs could hear him. Hold on. Sorry. A sneeze felt like it was coming in. It's been so dry. I've been getting zaps. Which is kind of weird because, like, a couple of days ago, it was just rain, freezing rain, lots of rain. A lot of people in Ontario lost power. So we had a pretty bad ice storm. I don't know if Neff got hit by any of it. But I know there were a lot of people in, like, southwest Ottawa without power. And a lot of people in between southwest Ottawa and where I live without power. I was just on the outside of it, so, like, we got a lot of fog, and then we got some rain, and then it got really cold. So, but most people should have their power back by now. I think I saw on the news yesterday it was like there's still 280,000 people without power, but like over 1 million people lost power during that ice storm, which isn't so bad, really. In comparison to 1998, that's nothing. Just some rain, cold air, gusts of wind. Ah, you're on the river. Nice. Which river? Is it the St. Lawrence, or is it the Ottawa River? Rideau? No, that would be the canal. Well, the Rideau River and the Rideau Canal are one and the same, but, you know. Ottawa. Nice. Oh, that's expensive real estate. Depending on where you are, I guess. I mean, some areas there's a floodplain. Suppose I should paint some more. Actually do my job. I'm just enjoying chit-chatting with you guys. It makes me happy to talk to you guys. That's why I do this. In some ways, it is also, like, my job. I treat this kind of like I have to be here because I said I would be here, so it's an obligation, but at the same time, I really enjoy it. I'm not on the river, but on the highways. My town, inside of the river. On the other Silver Claws. Yeah. I had a friend who lived out in Cumberland for the longest time. So I know close to the river, but not on the river. But anything anywhere in Canada, honestly, is expensive. I just wish I lived in a house so that I had room to have a workshop. What color do I like? I like every color. I can't choose. I like all colors. Although orange has a bad connotation now because of Evil Orange Man. But otherwise, it's still a lovely color. Just not his particular shade of orange. Best part is you're your own boss. You can set your own schedules, and if you don't want to do work one day, you can just say screw it. You could, but you shouldn't. That's how you fall into the trap of you take a 4-year break. Like I did. Cumberland's nice. The museum village there is where I first learned to do blacksmithing when I was 15. Awesome! I spent many of Girl Guide's Christmas event around and in that museum with like the sleigh rides and stuff. Yeah, before I got a model 4 years ago at the start of the pandemic, I actually started streaming before the pandemic, but I breaks get treated like sick days. Yeah. Before the pandemic, I was just like a faceless streamer, and I would just play games. To take a momentary break. I'll be right back. We can set up the LARP town like we want. Lessons will definitely be offered for the various crafts everyone's enjoying. Yes. Sorry. Had an urgent and mighty need. Had to step away for a moment. Yeah, there was another place in Ontario that my brother went to for some blacksmithing lessons, and my mom would take him out there every weekend. God, I can't remember what town it was. But the blacksmith guy was really cool. I was too young. Thanks. I ended up going to bed at almost 3 in the morning, and then I don't think I fell asleep till about 5. So I'm a little bit sleepy today. Just gotta wiggle and wake up. But yes, I had started streaming initially before the pandemic, but it was also at the time when I had just moved the spring before, so 2019, and we didn't have a new doctor yet. And then I ran out of medicine, and I couldn't get a new doctor, and I couldn't... Stupid computers, like, restart. Always bothering me, break my train of thought. Bad incubus could have been when you're supposed to know. Yeah, I didn't have a doctor, and I ran out of medication, and I stopped my Zoloft cold turkey. Speaking of medication, it's Magic Maraca time. I forgot. I almost forgot my Magic Maracas, so this conversation is totally on point. Thank you for reminding me to take my Magic Maraca. Magic Maraca time! There. I guess I will accept this hydrate. And a big street! Guardian, yeah! Everybody street out! Goddamn arm! We could stretch the other arm, though. All the way over. So, yes. I had stopped taking my Zoloft cold turkey, and when I'm coming down off of certain meds, or I'm on like a very low dosage in my bloodstream of certain meds, I go from neutral to homicidal. I was like an angry critter. Everything would set me off, and that lasted for like a month. So I just had to hide. Take our mess together in the morning, so you remember, yeah. But I need to start at 8 a.m. I start at 9 a.m. I don't know about you. You're in CST, aren't you? Oh, I feel a cold breeze coming in. Woo! If I could stretch and sort my lower back out, then I would. Oh, you're in EST. Okay, okay. I don't know which state you're in. I know you're American, but I don't know which state you're in. Neff lives near where I grew up. I know that. Yeah, Puma's in CST. Yeah, I thought you were in the same state as Puma, Necro, but I guess not. Oh yeah, that's right. You're good. There were so many people in that chat. I miss good streams. I hope it comes back one day. You're just a Brit? A lot of my friends are in Europe now. To the point where I'm like, maybe I should just move to Europe. Alright, let's try and continue a little bit of work at least. While we're here. Come join us. You'll be at Goot's house in like 45 minutes. Well, I hope he's doing alright. I know things were not great there for a while. The whole world is going to hell in a handcart. You saw a butterfly today, that's great. It snowed here. Again. Well, that's good. Good doesn't talk to me even if I send him messages. Just like Kit. Kit still hasn't added me to his friends list, and I'm like, we went camping together, mate. I send him messages, he never says anything back to me, and I'm like, does he hate me? Does he not know who I am? He should know who I am. I've won his silly contest twice. Maybe I should just offer to run Level Up LARP for them this year. Like, moderate it or something, man. Oh, almost got ads. It's alright, I'm just waffling about Kit. He's a busy man, I don't mind. He didn't exactly get to roleplay with me, so like it's not like he knows me that well. My policy is that if there's an ad break, the chat lets me know, and I will pause more or less what I'm talking about for them, because it's a nice thing to do. Hey! Oh my god, we're almost at our goal.
Necromancer Dark is hosting a guest. Welcome Puma Conrad to the island.
Puma says it like a Brit. Thank you, Necromancer, for hosting. Pretty much everybody here, you're a crazy man. I've got the sniffles from the coffee.
Necromancer Dark is hosting one guest.
Is that... Was that just like, we reached the goal, or was that... Okay, it's not a hype train, good. That would be weird. Just Rogue. I don't even know who that is. I have never seen them before. But thank you. Thank you, Necromancer. We hit the goal, yay! I don't know if my Meowmotes, like, bounce on the screen, but there's some Meowmotes for you. I thought I had them to do that thing where they, like, bounce about. But clearly they don't. At least not on my OBS. Ah, good!
Necromancer Dark is hosting
The man who's
a
never
guest.
been here.
Welcome Gouda to the island.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting Good, too. Good's just, like, lost in the woods somewhere. Just building a cabin somewhere on the island. We'll find it one day. Thank you. Thank you for that. You're a crazy man. Please make sure you're not putting yourself out by, like, donating and gifting subs and stuff. Please, I would be eternally sad if you put yourself out. Yeah, I suspect Necromancer has a very good job. I would certainly hope he does. We'll find him when he finally cracks and we hear him screaming so we can track him down. Mom! Mom! One time. Man. Those are good times. I'm glad I ended up watching those streams. I'm glad I got to see his Alone in the Woods. One day I would like to do that, but building a LARP town. Just live stream building a LARP town while living out there in the woods. I would probably hate every second of it. I'm guessing he's a mafia boss. It was just a hedge fund manager. No, that's probably Amethyst Raindrops. Old money. No, I think Necromancer probably works hard for what he has. Software engineer, yep. Rumi's a software engineer too. There's good money there. I tried to do it. I was in a Bachelor of Applied Computer Science and Mobile Computing program. And I made it through first year, mostly. I failed the C# course because I just couldn't get my assignments done. And I didn't know why, but now I'm diagnosed with ADHD that I've had my entire life that I didn't know that I had. So that makes a lot of sense now. I'm trying to give these things like a little bit of, almost, not quite vinyl, but like getting close. But a poof of sorts. There will be a lot of work on these little diamond pattern things. They look messy in the start, but then towards the end they will look really good. This is my skill. I took a long time to practice and build up and earn this skill, and I should be more proud of it. There's definitely one thing I can do to add to this poof. That is unlock this layer. Build up a little bit. Same thing over here. We don't want too much, but we do have to raise the texture to give the illusion. See, like that's too much. And that will help with the quilted kind of look. And we'll unlock that. Kind of tempted to change the name of my crime novel. It's called Mysteries in the Dark and Feels Me. I mean, like, I can see where that title would have its place. It depends on the content and how you're gonna market it. I wouldn't be surprised if that title is also taken. That's why I changed the title of my main work from Witching Hour to the Witch Hunter Society, because there are just too many things called Witching Hour and The Witching Hour. There's just too many. But also, like, the change was appropriate for the book. The title isn't as important as the content, it just depends on how you want to market it. It's a very rough draft full of flaws. Yeah. I've been writing Witching Hour since 2008-ish. It went through a lot of drafts and a lot of changes, and eventually the title completely changed. Just like the rest of the story. But don't be afraid to change your title. This looks so messy right now. Trust the process. Oh, here comes Velcro. He's completely blocked my avatar. We're gonna have to stop for a moment. Velcro is here now. Mwah. Kisses for the kittens. Posture check. Nah. Posture is checked. I was kind of leaning. Was very intensely drawing. He's here now. He's decided it is cuddle time. Right, Vel? Hmm? I said that to your ear kind of loud. I'm sorry. This is why I should close my door, but also I kind of like having the kittens visit. He just hangs out in my arms, and then he like looks up at me He's like, why aren't you giving me head kisses? Mwah. Oh, he's purring again. I think you can also hear the grinding from the microphone somewhere in the building. People moved out, so construction is happening to renovate the units. Hello, Val. I guess it's that time. It's time for purrs. And of course, my mouth is going to move when you hear the purrs because it comes from the microphone. There's your cat purrs for the stream. Also, I encourage people to make clips of things. If something funny happens, I 100% encourage it. I like silliness. My silly comes in small bursts, but when it happens, I lean. I have leaned off to the side because there's a cat in my arms. Hey, Velly baby. He loves me. I feel so blessed. I don't deserve this love. But he's here. Catting. Interrupting the painting. Necromancer will get his painting one day. At least I sent all of the Walking Pad rewards finally. Was able to get those out. It's pretty productive the other day. Any day now. Yeah, the other two people that haven't paid me yet for their commissions, I told them I wasn't going to continue until they paid me. And I continued anyways, but like, I would be more motivated. They're like, oh, it's okay if it takes a while. And I'm like, I'm still waiting for your first 50%. But I did make sure to talk to them and say, hey, you guys good if I continue because the economy's going for shit and I just want to make sure that you guys can still pay for your thing. So, because they are youngsters. And by youngsters, I mean like probably 18 to 20-ish, maybe. They're not like underage. I say youngsters because I'm old. I became old before I knew it, but, you know, the last 5 years really haven't existed for me. Yeah, Velcro, you got wiggly legs. He is having the time of his life right now. Just lying on his back, getting belly rubs. He's the cutest little man. He's like, who are you talking to? We never came up with a price for what you asked for? No, we didn't. I had to think on that for a second. I have no idea, honestly. But that's because I said I would draw one and figure it out. And I haven't had a chance to do that because I've been working on the walking pad rewards and the, like, 6 other paintings and 3 commissions that I'm doing. Oh, you're gonna scream? Yeah, I honestly don't know how much I should charge for emotes. I draw them on a 5x5 inch canvas. Kind of like I was accidentally drawing that chibi on a 5x5 inch canvas. Ah. That yawn was like cross between a laugh and I needed to exhale, but my yawn was like, you must inhale. And I'm like, but I need to exhale. That became a weird yawn. Well, here's your bill. It's shedding season, so there's cat hair all over my face. It's so ticklish. Ah! He's decided that he wants to cling to my shoulder now. Belle, you're very cute. But that is my bad shoulder. Ah! Can you let go? Thank you. Ah! He's being very dramatic right now. Yes, that shoulder. The one I am getting an ultrasound for today. He's very upset now. Why are you screaming all of a sudden? You wanted to be here. It's because the other one's in my room and he's like, he's playing with something. I must go play with it too now because I am kitten. Hi. But first, I get rid of your eye goops before I let you go. And everybody can hear your tiny kitten screams. Mwah. Off you go now. Free at last. But yes, he was, he decided to cling to that shoulder and put all of his weight on it. And it hurt quite a lot. I still have to math out how long it's gonna take me to get to where I'm going if I have to take the bus. Let's see. Let's quickly do the math. have to leave at just about 2 o'clock. A little bit before 2 o'clock. I've been booped! Booped in the snoot! It's the boop snoot. It's the snoot. It gets booped. It's like the droop snoot. It's the snoot. Troops. Neff has booped the snoot. Properly this time. It's the boop snoot. This is very Pavlovian. I won't do it if you don't do it right. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the purring and the tiny cat scream. That is Velcro's scream. It is the opposite of River's scream. River's extremely loud and dramatic, and he's like, nah! And then Velcro's like, and it's the cutest thing in the world. So I pick them up to annoy them so that they scream. And Tesla just kind of meeps. He's like, ooh. Who's here? Who do I have? You pick him up and he screams. And you know which one it is. Huh? Hi, Ruby. You're a good boy. Are you loved? I love you so much. Is your Void still available? Or, like, are you still getting that Void fantasy? There's a cat foot in my face. Mwah. Kiss your foot. Kiss your little beans. Oh. Now he's pushing on my cheek with, and my chin and my throat with his foot. He's like, no. No kisses. But he's gonna get kisses. Mwah. Right on the belly. Yeah. Also, River does this thing where, like, he sleeps on his back. So he'll just be on the floor and he'll be sprawled out on his back. It's hilarious. And his tongue sticks out all the time. So he's always blemming. Oh, he's enjoying the belly scratches. Mm. Mm. Blep. Mm. Yeah, well, you definitely have to feel the vibes from the cat. Second cat ASMR. Rivy has the louder purr. When he heard his name, he's like, oh. Oh, I'm so sorry. He knocked over the mic. I'm so sorry, guys. He killed you. Can I have my shirt back? Thank you. And please don't put a hole in my new shirt. Off he goes. Did he wake you up? You're just falling asleep to these gentle lulls of cat purrs and then smash! M Daddy! You're gonna get Necromancer to raise all of you now. Off to work there! Chop chop! Sorry about that. He just suddenly flailed. He was like purr, 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 and then mew. Kittens, man. Of course, when your kittens are like twice the size of a normal cat, they cause destruction. My poor vase. I really need to get the resin that I need to fix it. I'm gonna do a food safe kintsugi. Hopefully the Michaels out where I'm getting my ultrasound has the right resin, because the other Michaels did not. Even though they say they sell it. I still have a sore throat. It's been a couple of days and I still have the same sore throat. It's very weird. Yeah, Necromancer just died. Necromancer's dead too. Our Necromancer is gone as well. He has to raise himself first. You have an auto-resurrection spell on you. If you don't find it, Michael's, you can always put it on Throne. Yeah. To be honest, it's only like $6 more on Amazon. Because in Tat, yeah, the resin I want is only like $6 more on Amazon. And it was probably worth the bus fare and the like extra time and everything to just have it sent directly here. When you factor in the bus fare, like the amount that you're saving by ordering it online. No, well, the amount of extra that you're spending it by ordering it online is equal to the bus fare anyways. It's just, I also spare the dying, yes. You have all been revived! But yeah, I also like to look around the Michaels too when I go there. This particular resin is called Art Resin, and it is food safe, non-toxic. And if you use a gold edible luster dust in it, you get the same effect as kintsugi, but it's totally food safe. Now, it's probably not microwave safe, and I'm not sure if it's heat safe either. Yeah, but Necromancer Dark will probably buy everything on your Throne wishlist anyway, so it costs you nothing. Look, I discourage that, okay? I highly discourage that. Not even the bus fare. Yeah, I know. I still, like, I tried to put a range of things on my Throne that are like, you know, there's some things that are like $5 or $8, and like, I can't put them on crowdfunding because they're so cheap. Crowdfunding has a minimum, and it has to be the minimum amount that you can donate on Throne. Which I thought was $5, but apparently it's 10 is the minimum, even though like $5 shows up as a contribution option. I'm a warlock, not a cleric. Puma will just have to go through the recovery phase. Roll your dice. I'm a Tamora. I don't have any healing magic. I can only curse people. I curse you to have good health. Gain HP. It's my stream. I'm the DM. Yeah, Shab never followed. I don't know if Shab is actually a follower of me, but I noticed that he didn't hit follow the other day, so he must be following already. I also didn't tell him that I was streaming. Yeah, Druids! Overpowered! Told my friend Tyler that I'm streaming though just now. Get some more people in here. We're probably not gonna go for too much longer. But I don't know. I'm vibing today. As long as I stop before 1:30 in the afternoon, we're good. And it's only 10:40 in the morning. Yeah, Pumbaa's vibe is just Druid. My vibe used to be Bog Witch. Kitten, what are you doing? You're playing with things you shouldn't be playing with. Oh, he knows. He was sniffing things on my shelf of stuff. Hydrate! Hydrate or dihydrate. The LARPer's motto. Yeah, don't do like I did, where, like, you spent, like, 14 hours on a plane, and you didn't have anything to drink since the morning before you left, and you ended up at, like, LARP the next day after all of those flights, and you still hadn't had enough to drink, despite the fact that you downed the bottle of water they gave you at the hotel, and then you drank a lot of water at dinner, and you even drank more water from the hotel taps, and you drank so much at breakfast, and you still didn't have enough liquid to replace all the liquid you lost on your flight. Yeah, you can afford to use some points. My my redeems, when I do get them in, aren't gonna be that expensive. Like, they'll have a price. Ah! Necromancer! What have you done?
Necromancer Dark has donated towards a gift.
Ah! Necromancer! And a street. Necromancer!
A gift was funded.
We have to stretch while we do the Necromancer. How dare you! Stop! Necromancer! Why? Okay, ow. I hurt my arm again. I have to remember to be careful. What did you do? What did you... I have to go look at the notifications now, Necromancer. Okay, at least it wasn't anything too pricey. But still Necromancer! Well, I hope they're good. I was curious about the flavor. So, Necromancer got me the pack of Boston cream Pop-Tarts. So I'm trying to lose weight. They're just on there for fun. I will make sure to give you a full food review. At one point, there was a bacon-flavored soda on my wish list, but it went out of stock, and just never came back in stock. And then there was this other thing that, because for the lulz, they were gummy candies, but they're called cummies. And I was like, this is hilarious. I put them on my wish list. But they went out of stock too, and I was like, aw. Yeah, those would have been interesting. It's like that that bag of candy that you can buy people, like you can buy people a bag of dicks, and they're just penis shaped candy. And I was like, these are perfect for an incubus, especially a gay one. So yeah, those are a thing. You can get macaroni that is also shaped like wieners, and it's hilarious. I have the weirdest sense of humor, I guess, especially for someone who is biologically female. I have boy humor. But that's probably why I'm gender neutral and stuff. This is why all my characters are male too. I'm just more comfortable this way. Not quite in the trans category, but very, 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 very close. If only I could be like this forever, I would be quite happy. If I could just be nameless, I would just be like, yep, that's me. Yeah, I had some weird things on my wish list for a little while. The bacon flavored soda was like, this is probably terrible, but I want to try it. Boy humor are just kids at heart, yeah. I don't really know what girl humor is, let's be honest. I haven't quite figured that out. I was never really into that category of stuff. Unless unicorn farts count. I mean, but that's more the boys category still. Honestly, most of the girls I know are kind of into the same humor as guys. It's just a little bit different. I hazard to say more refined, but like there's some really refined guys out there too. So, what even is sex and gender? That's why I'm gender neutral. I'm like, I don't get it. This is why I'm masculining gender neutral, because I get the boys more than I get the girls. Maybe this is why a lot of people say that women aren't funny. But I don't know, there's some pretty funny women out there. I think female humor is just more subtle. And then there's Sai, who's like the master of one-liners. She gets it from her dad. But I love Sai's like witty, snappy, sarcastic, stab you in the heart one-liners. They're hilarious. I can't even give any examples because I'm just not good at that kind of humor. Every once in a while, I make a good comeback. Like that one time we were talking about Maple Mega, and I'm like, can we send them back across the border? And then someone else was like, no, we don't want them. We can throw them in the ocean. And I'm like, you're not supposed to throw trash in the sea. The bear beside me is unbearable. Yeah, every once in a while I have good little witty, snappy comebacks, but they're very, very, very rare. I'm not a great conversationalist, so I tend to be like kind of quiet and reserved. Stream is when you will get me talking, because it's part of the job. And part of the reason why I picked doing streaming is because I'm not very good at speaking. And I get a lot of practice this way. And human interaction, which I desperately need. I am a lonely bean. But you all help so much. So thank you all for coming when you do. You are not expected to show up every day. But I appreciate you do come when you do come. Words. They're hard. I have this strange level of sincerity that, like, I'm very honest about my feelings. And when I say thank you, I really do mean it. Like, the special card that I sent you, Necromancer, with your finished character on it. You know, that little note that I wrote for you, I am very sincere about it. You have given me the opportunity to take control of my health, and that is one of the most important gifts ever. And you do make a difference in people's lives. All of you make a difference in the lives that you touch, and you should take that to heart. I mean, I know you all make a difference in my life for sure. Even Guardian, who I haven't actually officially met until now, even though we're both skill monkeys. Like, thank you for coming. You're here. And you're interacting, and I really love that. And it makes me very happy, and I feel blessed and honored to have your time, especially in the attention economy where everyone's vying for your very precious eyeballs on the screen. And, like, I've never been good at attracting attention. I've always been that one person in the room who feels they need to repeat themselves like 12 times before somebody acknowledges that they've been heard. Or, like, I finally get to have my word in on a jokey moment and it's been past, like, 10 minutes and I just feel awkward. So, the fact that anybody here is talking to me is just like, thank you. No, my eyeballs. I need my eyeballs. Please don't take them. I won't take your eyeballs. I'll only borrow them. You can have them back at the end of stream. You don't have to watch the people I raid into. You don't have to follow them. But I like raiding into others because I hope one day that people will raid into me. I know there's a lot of people who are just like, oh, I'm not going to raid out. And then they don't. And they just end stream. But it's nice to raid into other people, and like I've met some great artists that way. I think I was raided into CNOT like years ago from someone else. And I followed him a long time ago, and now that I'm streaming again, I was like, oh, this guy's on my list, like, actually early in the morning, so he must be on kind of regularly. And it had been like 4 years since I was there last when I came back into his stream one day. And I was like, okay, his sculpting is absolutely fantastic. I'm probably going to follow his sculpting tutorial for the dragon and see about, like, redoing that one that I tried to do in high school that New Juice knows about. I think she was actually in that class with me for that one. Well, I appreciate you sticking around and seeing what's up with the people I raid into. I know Moko Maid has a very different energy from me. They're kind of wild. I don't know how they get anything done. But they're really into, like, sharing community projects, kind of like Kit is. But, like, you take Kit and you multiply them by, like, 600% or 600,000%, and that's them. And they're, like, intent on, like, getting other artists their, like, sales and stuff. It's really cool, the way they do things. They're really into just boosting the community, and I love that. And then there's CNOT, who's always giving advice. His sculpting classes are free, and they're forever. So, like, if you go to his YouTube channel and you follow this sculpting tutorial class there, you can go to his Discord and you can post updates, and then on Sundays he goes over the class stuff done over the previous week with everybody, and that's just free forever. Yeah, you should stick around to see what was it. Yeah, for example, yesterday I streamed and got 7 viewers. I was really happy because it made me more talkative and a bit more out there, as I always struggle talking due to stutter/speech impediment. You stream? Well then. I will follow you. And anyone who's here should go also follow Guardian as well, or Nachos. There's actually a streamer whose, like, whole theme is, like, nacho stuff, And she's really cute. Like, all her emotes are some sort of nacho queso related kind of thing. It's so cute. Everything's like a Dorito on her stream. It's pretty great. Yeah. And like Evan Blair art, uh I got rated into him from, I think, CNOT stream, and so that's how I found him. And I was talking to him, and he does a lot of like sharing on his Discord. So if you raid into him, he'll sometimes be like, "Oh yeah, what have you been working on?" And you can go and you can share it to his like little creative thing on his Discord, and he will show it off as well. And he's the one who gave me a little bit of advice for this painting that we're working on, which I have taken to heart a little bit. Mainly bringing a little bit more light around to the side of the face with the bangs on it. He said your light seems to be coming from that direction, so bring a little bit more light forward, and that helped with some of the shadows that I was having trouble with. Yeah, well, it takes a little while to figure out the Twitch stuff. I mean, I don't have any bots yet, and most of my redeems are just very pedestrian. There's not really too much interesting going on here, but we're slowly adding things in. But I used to play games too, and Puma frequently plays games, so if you want another streamer to follow Puma, and my roommate Sioni, Scyoni. Elaine! Hello! Good morning! We're having lots of chat. For one, my shoulder hurts, and I just got chatting. And it's hard for me to draw and chat at the same time. We were working on Necromancer's Commission until Velcro disrupted us. Hey, no thanks needed, Puma. You're a good artist and you're a good streamer. It's fun to hang out with you. Ooh, that was a bit of lag there. It's funny how the phone battery is dying so much. Sorry, I'm futzing around with it. It must be struggling to gain power at the back. For some reason, like when I built my computer, all of my connections are kind of loose. And I don't know why. Everything's in tightly. It's all plugged in properly. So, I don't know what's going on there. Life's a struggle even for iPhones. Yeah. I mean, it's got Sai set up all the things on this phone, so like it's set up for long-term use and streaming, so it's using as little resources as possible. And she's got the newer phone, so this is like her dad's old phone, and then she's got her dad's old phone now, and then he's got a new one. So I'm like 2 generations back, at least. How are you, Aline? Thank you for coming by, friend. I need to make like sub badges, and I need to make nameless emotes. I wish I could turn off tiered subs and just have everything be tier 1. I honestly haven't seen very many people with anything beyond a tier 1 sub anywhere on Twitch. Hold on, my avatar is like looking off into space here because I shifted things. Is that better? Yes, that's better. I shifted the phone stand when I was checking the plug connection. So, it's plugged into the back of my computer right now, and I suspect maybe it's actually not charging. It doesn't say that it's charging, so let me quick check that. Still not charging. Yeah, it's not charging. Let's try a different port. What's happening here? It's all kinds of beeps and bing bongs. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It doesn't appear to be charging. I'll have to double check that tonight before I go to sleep to make sure that we have power for the morning, because otherwise we're gonna have to switch back to the old trekking. There's those yawns again. And hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to have a food review. The first ever. Beep boop bing bong. Yep. It still doesn't indicate that it's charging, so I don't know what's going on there. I know a while back, a couple years ago, when I got my computer and I put it together, turns out I didn't plug in the power cable for the motherboard properly, like all the way, because I was afraid of breaking it. Apparently you have to push really hard, so my 24-pin connector was only partway plugged in, and it caused my first ring light to blow out, and I think it damaged some of my USB ports. So I think that's part of the problem that I'm having. And all of my USB ports, for some reason, like, all of my ports are just kind of loose. And I asked them to look into that at the store, and they're like, no, these aren't loose. And I'm like, if I nudge my computer, everything just kind of flickers and beep boops and... Yep. It's just kind of... Things happen. And they shouldn't be that loose. And I know they shouldn't be that loose, because I've owned other computers where they are absolutely not that loose. So... I don't know what's going on there. It had been a very long time since I put together a system, and I feel like I did something wrong, but like the shop said, no, you didn't do anything wrong, you just didn't plug in your 24-pin connector all the way. And that's why your computer would randomly shut down and restart. They said there shouldn't be any damage to it, but clearly there's something wrong going on at the back there, because I'm at 39% battery on the iPhone already. Whereas when I had it plugged into the front ports, which I only have 2, it wasn't having a problem with charging. So I think there's something wrong with a couple of the back ports. New mono time? I don't understand, Necromancer. Mobo. Oh. New Mobo time. Yeah, I can't afford a new motherboard. I mean, this computer is now... I think it'll be 3 years old? Maybe 4? It's not letting me do alternate eyebrows. This is unacceptable. I'm gonna have to look into that setting. I can close one eye at a time, but it's not letting me arch only one eyebrow. This is wholly unacceptable. I can't do my standard expression. I am doing the expression, but you can't see it. I am one of those singularly arched eyebrow people. I'm not putting it on my throne. I refuse. That's too much. Necromancer, you give me so much already. Please. I'll leave some for other people. I'm still waiting for the two other things that you funded to show up, but like their delivery dates are in May, because I guess they're coming on a boat, a very slow boat. Why? This is how they save on shipping, is they ship it very slowly, which is ironically more costly in some ways when you think about it. I wonder how much the difference is between, like, the cost to fly something, like, if the plane's already going and it's a small object, versus putting it on a boat at sea for months. Being transported via a herd of cats. Shipped by rowboat, yeah. Yes, it was just gonna sail from China to North America, and then they're gonna walk it across Canada and the United States. Like Chuck Wagon delivery service. You get it in 16 months. Yeah, they can fit a lot more onto a ship. And then there's, you know, the occasional shipping container that falls into the sea and we never recover it. That happens sometimes. There are probably so many shipping containers on the ocean floor. Yeah, they can fit a lot more onto a ship. I still wonder what, like, the cost-benefit analysis of that would be. I would be very curious to see it. Planes require a lot of fuel, especially even just to get off the ground. The sheer amount of fuel they use just generating the thrust they need to move. Hee thrust. The U.S. recovered an entire Russian sub-shipping container can be hard. But you forget, the ocean is very big, and a shipping container is very small and does not have any form of tracking on it. Sometimes they float and they wash up on shore, but that's very rare. Usually they're filled with very heavy things and they just go straight to the bottom and they're never seen again. The ocean is terrifying, honestly. I've seen videos of, like, ships at sea, like shipping ships, and they get into storms. I'm like, what the fuck? Who would ever fucking do that? And people used to do this on wooden goddamn boats! Ah! Before we had electricity, they used to do this on boats, built by hand, with hand tools, even before we knew how to make sails. Yeah, a friend of mine who was a diver tries to clean the local river in Mountain has found so much junk. Yep. There is a lot of junk in our river systems. Someone call Aquaman, yeah, if only. Aquaman could make billions of dollars just in product recovery. Smaller boats survive storms better. Yes, they do. I saw a video where, like, they had this really long shipping ship, and, they were in the storm, they went over a wave, and the ship split in half, and you just hear everybody panic. And I'm like, fuck. Planes can also be boats if they nosedive. Yeah, they don't last very long as boats. Sometimes things inside will spill out, and that's the reason rubber ducks still get washed up on beaches. Yeah. Monica did that. He and his diving team spent years cleaning the Ottawa River, cars, appliances, bodies. Yep. A lot of criminals dispose of bodies in the river, but also there's, like, people who go swimming and they can't handle it. Homeless people that go missing, people self-deleting, all sorts of things. Drivers who go missing, just accidentally go off the road in an innocuous place and end up trapped in their vehicle. That happens a lot, surprisingly. I have seen a shipping ship shipping ships. It is one of my favorite memes. Shipping ships. We will go find the meme. There we go. This is a shipping ships. And I don't know why. This is one of my favorite memes. But the fact that humans have created this monstrosity that carries these monstrosities in bulk is insane. Restore the bicycles, export them to Denmark. Yeah, and Holland. Or rather, the Netherlands. Yes, I found the meme. I told you, it's one of my favorite memes. Just the engineering alone is mind-boggling. Like, when you think about, like, everything that goes into just, like, a basic city street, you've got the sewer system, you've got all the utilities, and then you've got, like, the engineering that went into, like, making the road and all the stuff that goes on the road, and the things that were used to build the road. It's just nuts. Humans are brilliant and terrifying. The fact that we can do this. We can light the ocean on fire. I saw a video yesterday of where there was an accident at some, like, underwater drilling operation, and the sea was lit on fire from the seabed because a spark caused the main to explode, like the drill pipe, and there was just a column of fire coming up out of the ocean, and it wouldn't stop until it was like actually closed off and smothered. But it was insane. The humans are terrifying. We're brilliant. We're destructive, but we're also creative enough to repair that destruction as well. So, like, we can always make up for the damage we cause. We just have to make sure we do it on time. And we're bad at that because we have a problem with wanting more. But yes, the shipping ships is an insane thing. The engineering alone. When you think of a human being next to anything in that picture, it's just mind-blowing. And I love it. God, what is the fear of megastructures? There is a legitimate phobia that people can have of megastructures. I forget what it is. But I don't have that fear. I have a healthy respect, but I don't have a fear of it. It's like the internet is the size of a human hair, and sharks constantly attack the cables at the bottom of the ocean. It's nuts. Yeah. Our undersea cables, the engineering that goes into those, and the laying of those, and it's so fascinating. Like, even just looking at a basic structure like a shed, you know, somebody had to figure that out at some point. Megalophobia, thank you. Megalophobia is the fear of megastructures, or like really giant things. And I don't have that fear. I am wildly fascinated by them. Just like I'm wildly fascinated by extreme weather and natural disasters, so earthquakes, tsunamis, tornadoes, hurricanes. I am absolutely fascinated by them, and I would be a storm chaser if I could drive. And if I were American, we don't get really great storms up in Canada, but like I would be one of those hurricane hunters, tornado chasers, if I were an American, like 100%. You know, I want to be able to go to other countries and help out in disaster relief for like really big earthquakes and stuff, because like I am not afraid of dead bodies. That stuff doesn't bother me. Cosmophobia, perhaps, if that in general is the fear of space. Yes, I have a fear of just space. But things on like a cosmic scale, no. Like galaxies and stuff, that's beautiful and fascinates me. It's the cold, dead vacuum of space that I have a problem with, and all the radiation and, you know, all little tiny things that can go wrong that result in your death. Kind of like when you're out on the ocean, all little tiny things that can go wrong that result in your death. I have huge problems with that. Drowning, crushing deaths, caves. Cosmic horrors? No, those don't bother me. Now, the idea of, like, rogue planets and rogue black holes and, like, gamma ray bursts, yes. I have a healthy, fearful respect of those things. Not that I can avoid them if one comes crashing into our planet, but they exist, and it can happen. Oh, we could all be dead in, like, a microsecond. You see, the thing about Cthulhu is it's not real. So, I have the ability to like, separate my mind from that kind of thing. Like, the idea of Cthulhu is fascinating. If Cthulhu were real, or, like, Azathoth were real, I would have a healthy fear of that. Now, if something like that does exist, we might not know about it. Yes, that we know of. We don't know if things like this exist. But then again, there is the hypothesis that the inside of black holes are their own universes. And I kind of can see where that would make sense. So, like, they suspect that we are inside of a black hole, and that's why we're always expanding. That's why the universe is expanding, because it's just pulling in more material from somewhere else, so other black holes or other universes that are eating our universe. But we also know that the black holes release their radiation slowly over time as well, so black holes are actually always slowly decaying. They're just usually consuming faster than they're decaying. Yes, roaming black holes are very terrifying, and I am afraid of them. My brother is too. My brother has an existential fear of rogue black holes and rogue planets. Yes, thalassophobia I definitely have. I have a fear of deep water. And I have a fear of drowning. I'm not afraid of heights. I used to be. I'm afraid of heights when I am unsafe, or I feel unsafe and unstable. It's more the fear of the sudden stop at the bottom, actually. You know, F equals MA is a pretty terrifying factor in some cases. Hawking radiation, yes, thank you. Cosmic horror art next. Yeah, I could probably try. I could probably try and paint cosmic horror. I've never tried it before. I do have some concepts of some gods that I want to paint for another world that my character Lagoon is from. I can think of many things that are uncomfortable, nothing I'm afraid of. Yeah. Some people are like that. Fear is healthy, I think. It keeps you alive. And it's natural. I'm not claustrophobic until the walls are touching my shoulders, otherwise I'm just uncomfortable. Yeah. I can't function with heights, like movies and even images. I can have a big problem, yeah. And phobias are like that. I used to be, like, terrified of spiders until Conquest, and then I just, like, I was too tired to give a fuck, and then But if the spiders are bigger than the spiders at Conquest, I still get a little bit upset when I see them. My wife insisted on taking me to the glass bridge over the Grand Canyon and it broke something in me. Oh, I'm sorry, Necromancer. I would probably, like, dance across that bridge because I know that it's safe. What is Puma afraid of? Snakes? Is Puma afraid of snakes? Not the Sea of the Cosmos? Raspberries? I used to be scared of heights until a firefighter shocked it at me by taking me up the lift 30 meters in the air. I was terrified on the way up, but on the way down it wasn't so bad. Yeah. Well, if you know it's safe, then it's not a problem. It's like the tiny spiders thing. Like, the tiny spiders at Conquest, they're pretty safe. And I was too tired to give a shit about them, and I was like, this is my sleeping bag, and if there are any more than the 5 of you that I have picked up and tossed out in there, well, it's your funeral. That's what you get for being in my bed. Puma hates snakes, but Puma is from the South United States, so I can understand why you're afraid of snakes, because they are poisonous. Now, if you were ever here in Canada and I found you a garter snake, they're actually really cute. They're kind of friendly. Yeah, I don't hate snakes. I have an involuntary reaction to snakes. It's called a phobia. So I'm terrified of spiders, but I can happily have scorpions crawl all over me. Oh, you both are arachnids. I don't mind spiders in video games, so yeah, like, if they're not real, they don't really bother me that much. The scorpions thing, I've never handled a scorpion, so I wouldn't know. I've never been in the presence of a live scorpion, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, this is a long stream today. We're having chat. It's like coffee time when I have coffee time with my family, and I really get going. I'll just talk for a really long time. I mean, if you want me to go, I can send you to someone. Yeah. Well, if you're ever in Canada for a long time and we find a garter snake, I can introduce you to the friendly little boop that is the garter snake. They are very cute, and they do the little thing with their tongue. It's so adorable. Go to my fear of heights when I went over to my first tall ride because the view is amazing. The drop is brilliant. I prefer not to handle snakes, scorpions, or spiders, as I would prefer not getting bit, stung, or have any real experience with them. No, you want to stay here? Okay, we'll stay for a little while. Yeah, I don't think I could handle, like, tarantulas or anything, even though I know they're not dangerous. I just don't like the way they move, and I don't like all the legs. But sea spiders, like crabs, I will eat crabs, because crabs are delicious. Exposure therapy has never worked for me. 2-bite brownies, oh yeah! 2-bite brownies are pretty rad. Coffee makes me kind of tired, so I try not to drink coffee very often, but like I said, I don't have any milk right now, so. Yes, I do believe it's a Canadian thing. We have little mini brownies, and the brand is 2-bite brownies. Because it takes about 2 bites to eat them, unless you're literally everyone who just shoves the whole goddamn thing in their mouth, because, yeah. Yes, coffee makes me tired. That's an ADHD thing. I used to work with animals, so I got used to having snakes crawl all over me. Though someone let out a huntsman spider Luckily, I wasn't at work that day. They rang me up and said, don't come into work until we found it. We got 2 to 3 weeks off work. He was found dead in the snake enclosure. Wow. A huntsman spider? Jesus fucking Christ. That's a whole lot of nope, 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 nope. Australia is like the one place in the world I will never ever go. Especially also now that they found Big Boy. Sorry, I'm like rubbing my eyes and pinching the bridge of my nose because I'm just like exasperated. That word is difficult for some reason. Jesus Christ. A huntsman spider, of all things. What did you used to do, Nachos? It's okay if I call you Nachos, right? Because you introduced yourself that way. Anyone who comes into my stream, I just keep calling everybody by names that they are not, and they're probably just confused. It's a whole lot of nope on a rope. It's the nope ropes, judgmental shoelaces. I dislike spiders, but I don't think it's a phobia. But fuck huntsman. Fucking nope. Yep. That's a fucking yikes from me, dog. Australia is an insane place, but like there are also other places on the planet that have like crazy freaking animals. Like, you know, the southern United States has all sorts of things like black widows and rattlesnakes and what was it, the coral snake? Like, no. I'll stay in Canada where we don't really have anything dangerous. I mean, we're starting to get the Lone Star tick because the world's heating up, so they're moving farther north. But otherwise, the worst thing we've got are house centipedes, and I hate those things. I fucking hate those things. Holding little legs on. See if I'm cringe. I don't want anything to do with a spider big enough to eat my dog. Yeah. Moose and polar bears. Yeah, I mean they're kind of hard to miss though. The moose and the polar bears. They're easy to avoid. Ex-girlfriend in Reno, Nevada's basement was infested with black widow spiders, like a horror movie. Infestation, wall to wall, floor to ceiling. Oh my fucking god! It's no wonder she's your ex-girlfriend. She keeps that many black widows. Those are red flags everywhere. We see that polar bear is already too late, but I'm more comfortable with the dangerous animals I can see coming, yes. Besides, polar bears aren't likely to attack humans. They more go after, like, seals and penguins and stuff. Luckily I have wolf spiders here, but luckily I'm city enough to have never seen one. Yeah, I guess we do have wolf spiders. I mean, the more dangerous things will move north as the planet heats up. Nothing I didn't like for the spiders. I couldn't. Spiders, so I couldn't do it. Ugh. Yeah, the polar bear is going after humans. It's incredibly desperate, yeah. Most bears won't go after humans. I think, like, even grizzlies and Kodiaks will just... They generally avoid humans unless they're really hungry. Most animals have a healthy fear of humans because when we used to hunt them, we would just walk them to death. Because we are endurance creatures. This is why zombies are so terrifying to humans, because they are what humans are to animals. they are just things that go forever until you're too tired to get away from them. Video snakes almost got bit by a copperhead last year. Stepped over at my garage without realizing it. Pissed it off, turned around. It was definitely try that shit again, I dare you. Yeah, like, but they're survivable, right? It's not like you're gonna die in 5 minutes when you get bitten by one. Yeah, no thanks. I don't want to die because I didn't see it and happened to step too close. Yeah, I've never seen a copperhead in Canada. I've also never seen the wolf spider. I did have a dock spider thrown at me by the Girl Guides when I was in Brownie, so this is probably why I had a phobia of spiders my whole life. Because when you're a brownie, a dock spider is fucking huge, just like the size of your face. Remember the prepping combo we started? I prepped for the zombie apocalypse. It covers all the bases. Yes. My roommate is very into the zombie survival guide. She has the print book and the audiobook. The game she's working on is... Oh, low battery. Oh, we might have to switch to the old tracking. It's definitely not charging. The game she's working on is like a zombie Stardew Valley, Graveyard Keeper, town builder, pixel art kind of cozy zombie apocalypse game. And I hope she continues working on it because I would really love to play it one day. I believe Puma is helping her out with some of the portrait work. Venom is necrotic. You'll live, but you might not want to. Yeah. Yeah, necrotic venoms are kind of terrifying. Best bet to find snakes is Alberta. They were introduced to quell rodent outbreaks. The things we do for our farming. Okay, I'm gonna try one more time to plug this in. Oh, what was that?
Ace_in_uses visiting the island.
Hello, Ace. How did you find me? Are you a skill monkey? Thanks for visiting the island. We're just trying to make sure our tracking phone is actually receiving power. Hold on, I'm gonna have to fuck around with my tracking a bit. Okay, now it's charging. I had to unplug it from the phone and plug it back in there. Oh god, we had a whole lot of redeems while I wasn't looking. Oh my god. That's bet to pass things out. Okay, yes. We've got to hydrate, so we've got to sip our coffee. And we've got 2 posture checks. Unshrimp your spines, you crescent moon, croissant, ash looking trolls, floor trolls, gremlins, whatever you want, goblins. So, posture check. Our posture's good. And then we do a switch. Street. Oh. Ow, that hurts my arm. There's a tie. Rythos. Friend. Well, this is Ace from the skill tree server. Okay, it's the Ace that we know. Hello, Ace. How you doing? Resident Etros. People usually lose fingers, hands, toes, feet, but live. Yeah. But you know, If I had to lose a finger instead of die, I would rather lose the finger. Stop kidnapping, you know, bring more people. Bring everyone. Just, you know, the whole skill tree server. Just force them to show up. I would be terrified to have that many people to talk to. Good morning, Rye. How are you? I hope you're good. Also, Ace. Good morning. How are you? I hope you're good. Whatever time zone you're in. Although I know you're American, right? Yeah. No, wait, you're not. God, I get so confused. Am I possessed? That's stretching a little bit. Oh no, he's got mad. Whoa. Rythel should subscribe to me. Although I think he's between jobs right now, so I won't ask him to do that either. Why are you menacingly hee-hee-heeing? Cookies. Although there's a C in there, so they're cockies. Hold on. We need the proper thumbnail view here, so we've got to put the boobs on screen so that we can attract some people into our stream from like the discovery screen. Ain't got no job. Yeah, no, I understand that. This is basically my job now. They're just dick-shaped cookies. Yep, cockies. I could get behind that. If it weren't inappropriate, I would bake some and bring them to Conquest. And then at the airport, they'd be like, what the fuck? Why do you have dick-shaped cookies in your luggage? And I'm like, I'm an incubus. They've seen worse, trust me. Oh, absolutely they have. But it would be funny. It would probably make their day. They would have a story to go home and tell. They're like, yeah, this person wearing horns and a costume came through the airport, and they had a bunch of dick-shaped cookies in their luggage. My friend with her dildo collection once, they absolutely didn't bat an eye. Ramirez! Meow. Oh god, poor Nameless was so confused. He's like, they're reading smut, but then they're saying meow at the end of everything, and I am very confused. Should I be turned on, or should I be laughing? I am very confused. I don't know what's happening. I'm just a demon. Please help. Send help. Oh, it was fun. It was so much fun. And I realized I read that comment without it being allowed. So, there's that. But yes, your friend with their dildo collection. Wow. But like, yeah, no, people bring vibes with them all the time. Like, that's probably normal. And honestly, sensual wellness devices really shouldn't be frowned upon anyways. I love it how the term I allowed was her dildo. What does her have to do with it? Check donos. What did you do? Hold on. How do... Which way did you dono? What? In Texas, you're not allowed to have more than 6? To be honest, Texas is weird. It's just weird and doesn't enforce like 2/3 of its laws, but... Oh man, I would love to see an argument in Congress about that. I would... That's like a pay-per-view kind of thing. Like, people would watch the shit out of that argument. But seriously, you're not allowed to have more than 6 sensual wellness toys? Like, is that, like, period? Like, you're not allowed to own more than 6? Oh, use the donate button. That's through Stream Elements, isn't it? How do I check that one? No one's ever used that one before. Well, let's see. No one's ever used that before. Vitamin D. It's legal to eat an orange in your bathtub in Florida. Yeah. That one's weird. What is happening? Okay. Hold on. Oh, yeah, not it's Stream Labs, not Stream Elements. Okay. Let's find out what's happening. I don't think I have a thing set up for that. Hello? How do I use this? Bye, Puma. Drive safe. How would they enforce it? I have no idea how they would enforce that. Ah, there we go. Thank you, Ace, for the $5 tip. I really appreciate it. I'll have to figure that out later as to why it. Yeah, I don't think I have a thingy set up for that yet, but I will see about adding one in the future. As you can see, I don't have a lot of space left on my layout, but I will try to make sure to add something that will show those donations as well. I also need one for Ko-fi, because I also have a Ko-fi. Yeah, it's I think it's also like illegal to eat horse in California, and in Ontario, it's illegal to back out of your driveway onto a public road. But they never enforce that one because literally everybody does that. Yeah, the thing that gets me is that sex and stuff of that nature is like shamed almost yet. Everyone's done it. So why does something like that get shamed? It's because of religion. That's why it gets shamed. Ko-fi doesn't work with a debit card. Okay, well, just make sure that if you're donating, that you don't put yourself out. Because I know money is tight for a lot of people, and I understand this, but I really appreciate your donation. Thank you very much. Yes. Sorry that took me so long to see that because I don't have a notification set up for it. The world is stupid. It's just stupid. I blame religion. I am against religion wholeheartedly. I think shaming people for something that is 100% natural is stupid. It's just bigotry. And it's used as a way to control others. Yeah, it's a form of control, and I don't like it. So much happened while I was trying to figure things out. The thing about the 6 toys in Texas, though, that's wild. I had no idea that was a rule. I know some people that if they enforce that rule, they would be having some talkings to with the law. I posted the penal code summary, but I think it got blocked. Yeah, like it didn't even show up as an option for me to unblock. It was literally not here. That's bizarre. Hydrate! And have some more coffee. I should probably go make a drink. Coffee doesn't count. Oh no. But that's what I have to drink. Okay, well I'll go make a drink. Where did I put my magical conquest bottle? Right here. I will. Oh, jeez Christ. Being sucked into the void there. How's my power doing? We're at 21% battery. But at least we're charging now. So we might be able to hold off for like another hour maybe before the battery drains completely. Because it drains the power faster than it's charging. Ah, there we go. Again, the word dildos. Dildos is a term I will allow in my chat. Twitch probably doesn't like that, but whatever. Let's see. Texas Penal Code, Section 43.23. This section addresses obscenity offenses, stating that a person who commits any offense if they wholesale promote or possess with the intent to wholesale promote any obscene material or obscene device definition. The law defines obscene device as items designed or marked primarily for the stimulation of human genital organs such as dildos or artificial vaginas. Possession of 6 or more. The law specifically states that possessing 6 or more of these obscene devices is a state jail felony. Presumption of intent. If you possess 6 or more of these devices, it is presumed that you possess them with the intent to promote them. Well, I know a lot of people who possess a lot more than 6, and they definitely don't promote them. They use them. That is a stupid ass law. Like, damn. Like, have they seen everything that just Lovense alone offers? Like, man. Does this mean companies like Lovense can't operate in Texas because they have more than 6 devices that they sell? Christian states are insane. Oh, they can operate fine. Yeah, the states are insane. Okay, I'm gonna go make a quick drink that's not coffee, because apparently coffee doesn't count. got a drink, but I'll be back in a moment. I return. Okay, I will allow the term horny bitches as well. Okay, Bad Dragon's very popular with your friends. They can, but they need to verify with physical ID at purchase time. I'll have to see this damn court. Imagine getting asked what you're in for. Like, what? I own too many dildos. I mean, I can see why there's no hiding a bad dragon, my dear friend. Yeah, that's true. That's true. SB 3003 proposed bill would require photo ID for online purchases of obscene devices. Oh, hell fucking no. That is such a huge invasion of privacy. I would never buy anything again if I lived in that state. Can confirm, not that I would know. Allegedly, I needed to get a separate cabinet to store the dragon purchases. Allegedly. Oh boy. It's okay to be horny bitches here, yes. There's a town in my country where you can get fined 130 euros and up to 2,250 euros for repeat offenders. If your dog barks, it's a dog. They bark. That's how they communicate. Thank you for the weebs. I love how my message had to be checked by the automod. Yep. Just did a massive streak. Okay, we're gonna do our... Oh, there's the low battery. Scheisse. We're first of all, I'm going to switch my settings, so we're gonna have the bad tracking for a little while. And give our phone time to catch up. Hold on. There we go. Alright, we're back to the old tracking. You can see how much slower it is. I apologize for the weird grinding sounds. Okay, we're going to do our hydrate redeem from Ace. There. We have a strawberry sugar-free Skittle, since coffee doesn't count as hydrate according to Ace. I've been booped! My snoot, it's been booped. Neff has booped the snoot. It's the boop snoot, like the droop snoot, but boops. You might be able to hear River meowing. Apparently Sai has awoken. He can hear through the door when she turns off her CPAP, and then he sits there and goes meow, meow. Just the boop snoot. Wow, this tracking is really... Oh. It's definitely a lot less fluid, that's for sure. You know... You know how popular a certain Pornhub site is. I don't see that being banned. Well, I mean, Florida certainly tries. North Carolina's purple befell the red states requiring photo ID verification to access to any porn sites, so they all blocked all traffic coming to that state. VPN usage skyrocketed. Like, yeah, no shit. Land of the free for the wealthy and white. Yep. Freedom, but only when we agree with it. And only if you're wealthy and white. Yeah, that's just how it is there. But, you can destroy billionaires. Look at Elon Musk. He's lost over 50% of his value in Tesla alone. Or Orange, yeah. I mean, we all know he's like pasty white underneath. White and better off than most, but still can't access my prawn. Yeah. Yeah, man. Sorry. We need to be more French. Yes, we'll take a few lessons from the French. Canada's doing pretty good, but we still need to stop people from owning, like, entire fucking neighborhoods. Fantasy has booped a snoot. Not my snoot, but they have booped a snoot. It's the boop snoot. The snoot that gets booped, like the droop snoot. Now if Canada had my job, you want to move? Yeah, I would love to have our American friends who are basically Canadian already come and join us, because we need smart, hardworking people too. And usually the ones that are more liberal tend to be the more intelligent. It's pretty much guaranteed for the most part. The ones who are liberal and good people, law-abiding, non-grifting kind of people, tend to be of greater intelligence, have higher paying jobs, and be more liberal. Cheese, croissants, and cigarettes. Ugh. Well, we can do without the cigarettes part. 3 hours! Oh god, yes, this is a very long stream. I'm surprised, like, I have a sore throat. I had a sore throat before stream started, so I usually use my sore throat or my throat soreness as a barometer for when to end stream, but like my throat's been sore for 3 or 4 days now, and I think it's just because like spring mold and stuff, and it's also like while the air has been very moist, for some reason it's just so dry. God, this old tracking is so bad. This is our longest stream yet, guys. Marketing, paid media stuff. It's got some, but not a ton in the other country I'm looking. Where are you looking? Because, like, BC, Montreal, and Toronto are probably your best bets. I hope you guys can hear River. He's just losing his shit at the door. We can make it for another one. Yeah, we can just keep going. I'm good until I absolutely have to go for my appointment, because I've been waiting months for this appointment. So I can find out what's wrong with my shoulder, so that I can do the right stretches. And the one physiotherapy appointment to help heal what's wrong with my shoulder, whatever is wrong with it. Yeah, a lot of our marketing is going to change as we're boycotting more and more American goods. Canadian companies should start cropping up and may get into more marketing, media, advertising. Absolutely. It doesn't mean that we won't bring Americans here, but we will hire Canadians first. Absolutely. Been too much of a distraction. Look, we did get some painting done at least. I can hear you over the screaming in the background. Yeah, I know. River's just too excited to see his mom. Really hope so. I'm keeping my eye on it. I just need visa help because my family's been in America too many damn generations. Oh, Silver Fantasy has booped another snoot. More snoots getting booped. It's the booping of the snoots. The boop snoot. Like the droop snoot, the many Concords. Or the not so many Concords. There were only a couple, I think. Or was there only one? I don't know. But we now have multiple boops of the snoots. It's the boop snoot. This is my meme now. Yeah, I'm going through immigration stuff, but I genuinely feel like the person I'm doing it for isn't interested despite saying they are. Yeah. People say they want to immigrate, and then they look at how much work and how much cost it is, and then they are like, oh, it'll never happen, and then they just kind of tune out. Yeah. I like the cost of immigration, all of the fees and forms. It's a lot. But, like, they let so many people into this country that are taking jobs that aren't allowed to take jobs. Like, all of the students. The international students are a huge problem in my city. Because they're here on student visas and they're not supposed to work. So they work for these companies under the table, and then sometimes those companies don't pay them because they can get away with it because the students can't take them to court because they're not supposed to be working, so there's no tracking of their hours. And the foreign company owners, you know, like small restaurants and stuff, they know they can get away with this, so it happens quite a lot here. And it's basically slave labor. And like those companies, those restaurants and stuff and those businesses should be hiring locals, and they aren't. And I think we need to investigate them more. Cost is the hardest part to figure out between government fees and immigration law. It's like $10K, which, you know, is amazing when you only make about $12K for the whole year. Yeah, you know, that's why they want people who make a lot of money. The Azurai is another creator that I follow. They used to be LARP House on YouTube. And they changed their name. They also changed their gender. He's a beautiful boy. And he's very sweet. And he is currently living in Quebec. And is working with an immigration lawyer to finalize immigration, and he's like, the more people I get subscribing on Twitch and like donating and stuff and buying my products shows that I can pay the bills, and it makes the immigration system happy to prove that I am a productive creative producer of the arts for Canada. So there are ways into the country, even if you're not, like, getting married to a citizen or have, like, a special profession, like a specialized profession that you're being hired for. There are ways in, and I should probably ask Azurai about that, but, like, I think if you're, like, an independent artist and you're earning a certain amount, you can also get in on immigration, but the costs are insane, and they're sort of like, they don't need to be that high, but they are that high in a way to ensure that the people who are applying to become citizens of our country can actually maintain their lifestyle and contribute to society in a way. So, like, it makes sense, but it's also, like, prohibitively expensive for most people. And it's a little bit unfair. God, I haven't had one of these strawberry drinks in, like, a week. I'm running out of them. Sai hates the strawberry Skittles thing, but I really like them. But you always get the strawberry in the pack. So she gives them to me. I imported a European, much expensive, many papers, huge pain in the ass. Yeah, like, America, it's really hard too. Apparently, it's pretty easy to move to Europe and become a European in most European countries. I also hate it because my degree is seen as super needy in Canada and the EU. But, it's the cart for the horse issue of needing a job and a visa, but you can't get the first without the second most of the time, and yet most can't afford to immigrate without work lined up. Yeah, it's kind of like getting a job. You can't get a job without experience, but you can't get experience without a job. And that's the boat that I'm in. This is why I'm pretending to be an incubus on the internet. Because this is the only thing I can do. I have earned more money in the last 2 months than I have in the last 15 years. And that's kind of sad. I'll never be able to afford a home. I'll never be able to afford to start a family. Even if that's like adoption, like I can't afford to raise a child because I can't even afford to care for myself. It's insane. And it's like properties have become so prohibitively expensive that my generation simply cannot afford them. Need XP to get a job to get XP. Yep. Did my welding course and couldn't get a job as a welder without experience. Couldn't get a job anywhere else because I'm suddenly overqualified. That's the other thing. I have a diploma in police foundations, 9/10 of a post-diploma in events management. I have 1/4 of a degree in independent studies in cargo texture, which is shipping container architecture, and 1/5 of a degree in Bachelor of Applied Computer Science and Mobile Computing. I have a post-diploma in interactive media management, which should just be interactive media. The management part is something required by the Ontario college system to be like, this is a post-diploma program. It's just how they identify them, and it's stupid. And I have an honors degree in English, rhetoric, and professional writing. I can't get a job. I can't get a job anywhere. I can't even get a job at McDonald's. Can't get a job at Taco Bell, KFC, or any of the food services. I can't get a job in retail. Can't get a job at a grocery store. Primarily because I'm allergic to celery. So if they put me anywhere in the store, I would probably have an allergic reaction to something. Can't get a job at Walmart. I can't get a job in the government, local, or provincial or federal. I can't find work anywhere, and it's not for lack of trying. I make application after application, and I'm either overqualified or I'm not qualified, or there's somebody who's more qualified than me. And then I understand why people get mad about the DEI stuff in the States, because they're like, well, you're sort of qualified, but this person is a protected status. You know, they're either one of the native peoples, or they're like a black female, or they have a disability, or this or that. And it's always like, I'm always just outside of the range. And it's like, okay, what am I supposed to do? And I can see where people get really mad about the DEI stuff and the quota to hire people who are different. I also understand the value of DEI. Like, it's very important to have different perspectives and ideals and experiences from other cultures. But also, like, I just want to work and be a protective member of society. So if I can do that by providing art and good conversation, I guess that is my calling. And sculpting. I have gotten back into sculpting, and I love it. I don't know why I stopped. Well, actually, I know why I stopped. Is because we didn't have materials like Sculpey readily available for the longest time. Like, it was really expensive and really hard to get. And now we have things like Cosclay and Sculpey and Fimo and on and on and on and on. And now I can make things without owning a kiln. Which was the biggest hindrance to my sculpting career, was owning a kiln. I don't even want a standalone home. I want a cute little townhouse with a cute little garden, that's all. Yeah, like, I don't want anything big. Like Neff's idea of having a big piece of property with a bunch of carriage houses on it that are basically just garages with apartments on top. Like, that's big enough. I wouldn't want anything bigger than my apartment if it was just me. But, like, I need space that I can close off from the cats that's, like, workshop space so that I can do my fabricating. But I can't do that on the 14th floor. And then, like, because I'm in a building, I can't do loud things at night. Because it would wake up other people, and I am often nocturnal. I went to work for security. I said I was overqualified because I teach martial arts. Wow! I was a security guard for a while, and they won't take me now because I don't drive. Because they're like, oh, well, we need people who can drive from location to location because we did all these cutbacks so that we're hiring less people. And so you have to be able to drive from location to location because we don't have you sit at one place and guard one place anymore. That's what's holding me back from going back into security work. But otherwise, I really loved that job because I got to talk to people. But I also had, like, night shift where it was, like, really quiet. And I could have my computer out and write my book while I was at night shift because nothing happened because I was in secure government buildings, and I loved that. But they wouldn't let me have just night shifts. They're like, we can't find enough people to do night shifts. And I'm like, well, I will take only night shifts, and you can just schedule me as night shift, and the person I would normally switch with, schedule them as all evening shift. And they're like, no, we can't do that. And I'm like, the other person doesn't want only evening shifts? And they're like, no, they want them. And I'm like, well, why can't you do that? And they're like, because we can't. Because it messes up the system. And I'm like, but you're complaining about not having enough people for nights. And you're literally ruining our bodies by forcing us to switch week to week from nights to evenings. And you're saying that you can't do that. That doesn't make any fucking sense. I hated that. Everything I qualify for when I pursue it, I'm suddenly just outside of the qualifications. Yep, nope, Neff, I know that. I know that one too. It's the dumbest thing I've heard today. Yeah, yeah, that is the dumbest thing I've heard today. You taught martial arts, so you're overqualified to be a security guard. It sounds like they already had some and they just needed a reason to deny you. That's also that. A lot of the times, it's not what you know, it's who you know. My brother only has his job because the neighbor who lives behind my parents on the on the court that they live on the crescent that they live on, happens to work for the government in doing the hiring for Elections Canada. It's the only reason my brother has his job. And the reason I don't also have the same job as my brother is because I don't live in Ottawa. LARPtown! Yeah, LARPtown. There's a huge discussion boiling in the HR hiring space about the prevalence of ghost jobs or internal hire jobs that just give too many people fake hope for things they never get. Yes, there's a lot of times where companies will post a job to show that they're hiring people, and that's only for the benefit of the investors. And also tax breaks. They say they're going to hire somebody and they get a tax break. Or they're like, look, we're hiring all of these people, and sorry, got a message. She just saw River jump from the island to the top of the fridge. Well, River is apparently becoming a jungle cat. What was I saying? Yeah, ghost jobs. Uh, so they will hire a lot of, look like they're hiring a lot of people, but they never will actually fill those positions, and it's just so that investors will go, oh, I'm going to invest in this company because they look like they're doing really well because they're suddenly hiring a lot of people. And other times they're like, oh, we're hiring people because we're thinking of getting rid of the people who aren't working hard enough, and so the people in the company will start squirreling to work because they're afraid of getting laid off. And it's just another tactic to make people work hard, and it's disgusting and predatory and evil. I'd give up the garage for a little house and crafting benches. Yes. If I lived in one of those carriage houses, Neff, like I told you, I would take the garage space and just close it off, and that would be like my crafting zone. It is a long stream. My sister did securities and she didn't have a cell phone. Her supervisor gave her a couple of quarters for the payphone down the block around the corner in case anything happens. They're supposed to give you communication devices. When was this, Neff? It's not what you can do, it's who you can pay off, yeah. Oh, there's a hydrant. Here we go. Tasty strawberry. Silly say, you know, I need to close off the garage space or there'll be a whole building just for crafting benches. Except for Forge and Carpentry, they get their own buildings. Yeah, but, like, you shouldn't put your car in a garage in Canada anyways. Our road salt causes the salt on the vehicles, especially during the winter, to melt and then cause decay on the vehicle. So you shouldn't actually put your car in the garage in Canada. But, like, the garage doors on the carriage house would be faux, just in case it, like, someone comes around to inspect, to be like, oh, you know, this was only supposed to be like an accessory dwelling unit. And it's like, look, there's garage doors. Never mind that there's an entire house behind those garage doors. You know, just a regular old living space, but that's still a garage. Mm-hmm. I can work on my vehicles outside. I mean, my family always has. We have always done that. We kept a 1985 diesel Jetta from Germany running until 2004, I believe. Or 2005. Yeah. I told you, the soup is safe for conquest. And my canned mushroom soup, I require milk to make it, so no. I'm probably not going to eat anything until much later tonight, to be honest. I haven't even had breakfast. I've had a cup of coffee. If anyone comes inspecting, they'll get a get off my land as a response, yeah. There's Karens in the world, and they like to, they're not happy unless they're ruining someone's life. So, like, they'll always, like, be like, oh, let's send the inspector after these people. I do have to keep an eye on the time, 12:24, so. And I have to leave, probably at about 1:50. You gonna go lurk for a bit? Get off my land or fertilize it, you choose. It's like that one old woman that was interviewed by the news after Kharkiv was reclaimed, and she said, like, oh yeah, I would say to the soldiers, like, carry some sunflower seeds in your pocket so you can at least grow sunflowers after you die. This was to the invading soldiers. So you'll be at least be useful after after you die. And I'm like, wow, that is one savage old lady. I love her. It's like, that's how you deal with the Russians. You tell them to go fuck themselves. We need a purge movie that's just purging Karens. Yeah, really. Yeah, someone did like this study on like the purge films, and they're like, if all crimes are legal, for 24 hours, just file your taxes. Don't kill anyone. Just file your taxes. Make all the false claims. Get all the money. Because if you file it during that time, it's legal. So, therefore, it won't be a profit from a criminal act. It's not fraud if you did it during the time that it was legal, and all crimes are legal. They're like, you don't need the purge. You destroy the ruling rich class just in one night. Yeah. Yeah. But, like, if the purge happened, I would just file my taxes. You know, that's what the rich are actually doing then. There's a cat being excited about something. But, I think now, finally, after 3.5 hours, taxes and insurance claims, yeah. After 3.5 hours, I think we're gonna find someone to raid. And hopefully, either tomorrow or in the next couple of days, we will have a food review to do on Boston cream flavored Pop-Tarts. And I think we are going to raid... There's more options today. So I think we will raid Evan Blair Art today. He is an artist who's doing art for his D&D game. I think that's how you spell it. Yes. Be cute and make them stay. Look, I do have to, like, still get dressed and make sure I have all my paperwork and stuff and find out what's happening with roommate's parents, to see if I can get a ride there or not, because that would make my day a lot better and faster and more efficient. So, we're gonna raid Evan Blair Art. He does his own artwork for D&D. He's a fantastic creator. He has a lot of great life advice. He's very sincere and honest. I will see you guys tomorrow, unless for some reason I'm sick, because I have a pretty sore throat and it's been days, but I will try to be on. You'll know if I go live at 9. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you all for coming by and hanging out with me for so darn long and taking so much out of your day to be here with me. Necromancer, thank you for all of the gift subs and the Pop-Tarts. I appreciate it all the time. And thanks for the follows, guys. And Ace, thank you for the $5 tip. It's really helpful. It will go in the Conquest Fund. And I'll see you guys next time. I love you all. Bye-bye!